Hey, this is John Martinez with Midwest Revenue Group. I help investors buy more houses at deep discounts, usually by training their sales teams to get really good at buying houses. One of the biggest issues that we have to deal with day in and day out when we're helping sales teams get better is they get a lot of sales calls that end with some type of maybe or some type of think it over. Let me think on this, let me sleep on it, let me pray on it, I need to talk to this person, I need to talk to that person, but I'll get back to you. That's a big problem for a few different reasons. One is, if you've been in this situation before, probably the first couple of times you were thinking, hey, no problem, they're gonna call right back and I'll get a yes or a no. Probably a yes, they sounded really enthusiastic about it, but after you do that a few times, you realize they're not calling. Rarely do you ever get that call back, and then you'll reach out and they won't even pick up your phone call. So you realize quick that if I don't get them on this first sales call, I'm not gonna get them at all. When you get all these maybes and think it overs, you don't wanna let them go, right? And you do reach out, but then you end up with these really bloated pipelines. You end up with a CRM that's full of 500 freaking follow-ups. You can't follow up with that many, so you're either not gonna follow up with them, or you're gonna have to hire a whole nother person just to follow up with them, or you're just gonna do it haphazardly. At that point, you might as well not try to follow up at all. What this really means is you're not closing deals you should close. You know deep down inside that that deal you let slip away someone else got, and you start thinking to yourself, what did I do wrong? What did my sales team do wrong? Do I have the right sales team in place? Are we using the right process? And you start racking your brain because this is your business. This is your livelihood, and you cannot let these deals just slip through the cracks. The reason why this happens is for two reasons, really. One, it's already a no. It's uncomfortable to say, hey, no deal, get out of my house. But what's even more common than that is there's some type of hidden objection. Usually, we don't make big decisions like selling a house until we're absolutely forced into making that decision. I'll give you a couple examples right off the bat, big and small. Small first. My wife and I, just an hour ago, we were at lunch. She did the same thing she does every single time. She didn't know what she wanted to eat. She was looking at the menu. The waiter came and said, what can I get for you? And she said, honey, why don't you order so by the time it gets to me, I'll just make a decision. Even that small decision, she had to be forced into making it. I ordered, and then when the waiter said, ma'am, bang. It happened. Now, it's not just small decisions, big decisions too. I'm part of a high-end mastermind group in the real estate industry. It's about $25,000 to get into this group. It was the first mastermind I had ever joined. I had never spent $25,000 on anything, not even a car. It was a big decision for me. At the end of the visit, he came up to me and said, hey, I'm not gonna make you make a decision here, but we do need a decision within 24 hours. If I did not have that 24-hour period, that time I knew when that offer expired, I would have never made a decision, because I remember for the next day I was going back and forth with my wife. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? And I could not make that decision until I had to. And the moment I had to, bang, I had my decision. I joined, and I never looked back. It was a great decision. I wasn't forced into a bad decision. I was forced into the right decision, but I still had to be forced to do it. This brings us back to, how do you force decision? And how do you do it without being slimy or creating a really uncomfortable pressure, because that'll kill deals too. And I'll tell you the exact way to do it. I'll even give you the verbiage if you want to just repeat it word for word. It'll work. If you get anything other than a yes, you sit back and you say this, listen, I appreciate that. It's a big decision. If I were in your shoes, I probably would want to think about it too. Here's the deal. After everything we've talked through, why you would, why you wouldn't, how you're going to make this decision, if you're still uncomfortable, or if you're still not 100% confident that this is the right thing to do, what that probably means is that this is not the right thing to do. I buy a lot of houses. I see a lot of houses, and I don't buy every house I walk into, and I don't expect to, just like I don't expect to buy this house when I was walking in here. So if it's not going to work, that's completely okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings whatsoever. I'm just glad we were able to talk through it and figure out that this is not going to work. Now, when you get to that no, that nice, soft, nurturing no, it's going to do one of two things. It might force them to decision, not meaning it's a wrong decision, but force them to get to that decision quicker. And some of those are going to be yeses, and you'll do more deals. Another thing that often happens that'll just blow your mind, you'll often figure out that there was this really deeply hidden objection or concern or fear. It finally bubbles up to the surface and you can deal with it. It always sounds something like this. Hey, it's not that I don't want to sell. It's just that, and then they tell you, I don't know what to do about this. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. I don't know how much time I have. When you're in that situation, you get any maybe or think it over. Make it a soft, nurturing no and see what happens. I guarantee you'll buy more houses that way. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and share it with whoever you think can enjoy it too or get some use out of it. This is John Martinez with Midwest Revenue Group.